You don't need any more information. You just need to hold the new frame and the new identity. View it this way. You don't create anything. You just choose what is created based on your actions. You are exactly who you need to be right now. If you want something, be nothing but that thing. If you want to be healed, be healed. I know you experience this thing where you keep asking yourself, when am I going to have a breakthrough? When am I going to understand what is holding me back? When would I finally be this new version of myself? Is the things I'm doing working? How do I grow? How do I understand? What do I need to do in order to reach that new audience? What do I need to do in order to be this new version of myself? How do I? How? Why? When you are running a victim loop, it's no longer a I have no control loop, but it is now a I need to perform. I need to do things in order to change. I need to have a huge breakthrough. I need to understand why I am the way I am. You are now rationalizing this new shame loop. A shame loop of I can't figure it out. I don't know what to do. Is still a shame and victim loop nonetheless. I understand that it's easier to think that you're not holding yourself back because you are doing the work. But a lot of you, doing the work is another symptom for holding yourself back. Just because you're doing the work to change, you have told yourself that you cannot change until you're done doing the work, which is not true. Let me explain something to you. If you're here right now, you are doing the work. Your life has changed. I'm channeling only a collective who is here to receive this message exactly the way it is right now. A lot of you have an unworthiness wound, which means in order to have the things I want, I have to perform. Overgiving, empath, all of those are just symptoms. They are not the actual reason why you are the way you are. Those things are not in your DNA. They're just a coping mechanism you use in order to not have to face your emotions. You're not being, you're performing. You're thinking in order to have these nice things, in order to be this, I have to heal more, I have to do more, I have to understand more, I have to know mentally the childhood pattern that created this experience. I need to learn to love myself. But you need to understand that you already exist. You already love yourself. Jump into the identity that already is living the life that you want to live. So let's say your end goal is to be abundant. What are they thinking? Verbatim. Are they thinking, oh, I need to heal myself in order to be abundant? No. They know that their natural state is abundance. The resistance to the emotion is what keeps you stuck. You need to feel and integrate every single thing you feel in order to grow. I know a lot of us reference that scale of like fear and shame being low vibrations. So we want to break out of it. We don't want to experience those anymore because that means when we can lift our vibration to enlightenment and peace, then we can finally have the things we want. I think the lowest vibration is resistance. It is not shame. It is not guilt. It is not fear. It is about the fact that you are not allowing yourself to experience things that are a normal part of your experience because you think that that drags your vibration down. There's a thing I always say. If you watch my videos, you know, it is not the first thought, it is the second thought. It is not the first emotion, it is the second emotion. Do you think a negative thought and immediately start guilting yourself, saying, oh, it's because I think things like that. That's why I can't manifest. It is because I feel this. That is why I'm still in a low vibration. I have to change this. I have to resist it. How do I meditate more? How do I get out of this feeling? Your first emotion and your first thought do not have any negative impact on your experience. Your second one does. How do you integrate and process that emotion? How do you react when you think that way, when you feel that way? Do you reject your experience or do you accept it? The resistance is the reason why you keep experiencing those things over and over again because you think that you have to change in order to be worthy of the things that you want. You are already worthy. There are a million movies playing right now. A million. In any of those movies, you have different outcomes. Some of it is a love story. Some of it is like whatever you want to experience. There is a movie, there's a version of you. currently experiencing that and living in that way. Your only job is to live as the version of yourself who is already experiencing that. Live as the version of yourself who is living that reality. Every movie you watch has a ending, has a storyline. You don't see a comedy character in a tragic movie. You don't see, let's say, Wolf of Wall Street, Margot Robbie's character. Margot Robbie's character is the only character that could have experienced the thing that she experienced. If you swap any other of the characters that Margot Robbie played into that role, it wouldn't have been a fit. That is not their story. That is not their timeline. The only way to change your life, your reality, your timeline is to act as someone new. Oh my goodness, your biggest currency, your biggest asset in this life is your attention. If you can train your attention to observe things, to create space between the thought and the observation of the thought, you are ahead of everyone else. You have the power to create. That is why your attention is robbed. You think it's not a big deal scrolling on Reels, scrolling on YouTube Shorts. Every single time you go to sleep, you become unconscious. You are allowing someone else to create your life for you every single time. That is why the job of this system is to make everyone unconscious. It's not a big deal that your brain rotting your life away if you don't want to change your life. That's completely fine. The exact thing you are experiencing now, you consented to it. You may not have consciously consented to it, but you consented to it nonetheless. Your job is to, from now on, be consciously aware of every single thing, every single thought, every single action, every single feeling, and choose whether you consent to it or not. That is why you create the space. You can see the thought, the feeling, the action, and understand you are not the first thought, you are not the first feeling, you are the second. You are the observer of that. Oh, that is a shame loop. You let it be there, but you say to yourself, I don't consent to being a part of that loop anymore. That is a fear feeling. You let it be there. But you say, I do not consent to this anymore. And you choose something else. In every moment, you don't choose from the place you are. The identity that got you here, that got you stuck, quote unquote, is not the one that's going to get you out. The identity that got you fat is not the one that's going to get you fit. The identity that got you broke is not the one that's going to get you rich. You need to understand, there's no more bargaining with yourself. There's no more, oh, this old identity, oh, this old version of me. How do I? The version of you who is living that reality currently already knows how. Every single time you operate from a place of like, what do I do? How do I create? How do I learn to love myself? You are bargaining with an old identity. The version of you who is living that life already exists and you know it. A lot of us already know the daily routine. You know the version of yourself doing this, wakes up at this time. So why aren't you doing that? It's because you're still bargaining with the old identity. You're still saying, oh, you're not ready to let your life fall apart. You're not ready to let go of everything you currently experience in this reality. You're not ready to truly change, to trust that I am ready to jump into this new character in this new movie. A lot of you think that your time, your life is linear, that you're going down this movie that isn't complete yet. The current life you're living, the person you're going to meet in 2 years, from this current state of identity you're being, the movie has already been created. What's that saying? Creation is already finished. There is nothing you can do to change the current movie that you're living. A lot of us are thinking we grow, and with each version, with a new person we speak to or experience we unlock, we change the current movie, that we are creating this new reality. No, you have no power to do that. You have no power to change this current movie. This movie has been written. It has been directed. The credits are rolling. But because you're a three-dimensional being, you're watching it linearly. You think it starts and then it finishes. I'm currently in this. That's why when you're thinking in the past or in the future, you've trapped yourself into a three-dimensional being. The only state you can create from is the present. That's why the number one job of this whole simulation is to rob you of your presence, your awareness. How much bullshit can we show them? How much can we fill their brain up with these things that feel so good in the moment that rob them of any conscious awareness and any ability to understand that all of this is a game. Understand that in this moment, they can choose to shift to a different reality. This version of you can never be there. This comedy, lackadaisical, loser, pussy, doesn't take risks, fearful version of you cannot be in another movie where you are the hero, you are aligned, you are creative, you are powerful. The version of you in that movie is aligned, creative, and powerful. The only way you can shift and experience something else is by jumping into that version of yourself. You're possessing the body of that new character by embodying their traits, their actions, their feelings, their thoughts. Understand that this version of you is going to try to hold you, gonna keep you in this reality. Every time you're like, oh, this isn't working out, and you quit, understand that you are 1 or 2 days away from this new identity. You are 1 or 2 days away from truly changing your life, truly becoming the most ripped version of yourself. When you've gone for 5 days and then you're like, oh, I'm so tired and so fatigued, my muscles are sore. Understand that if you went on that 6th day, it would have shifted your life. It would have changed your life. You quit just before you're about to live a new life because why would this timeline want you to abandon it? Have you ever been in a lucid dream and then you tell someone you're dreaming? It crashes the whole simulation. Play the game. You're living as this character. You're an NPC. You have certain scripts that you follow and then you start doing something else. Hello? The developers now think that there's a bug, there's a glitch, that they need to reinforce your script, this old code, this old identity. Because if you continue to change, you no longer fit in this game. You no longer fit in this version of the simulation. Your character no longer follows the script of this life. So look, there is nothing more you need to do because the version of you living that life already knows exactly what to do. There's no more you need to become, no more healing, no more change you need to have. You are deserving right now because the version of you who has it already knows they're deserving. Your job is to fully embody. You need to be ready. You need to be ready to let your old life die. If you're not ready to lose your job, lose your home, lose your friends, lose everything you currently hold near and dear, don't even bother. Stay in the reality because your life is going to fall apart. I'm not sugarcoating this shit for you because you need to understand how drastic the change in your life will be. Every single time I have quantum leaped, I have completely crashed the old simulation. The job no longer fits, the relationship no longer fits. You have to be willing to let it go. Now, you know everything you need to know. You're exactly who you need to be. Thank you for joining me on this journey. And I love you so dearly. As always, I am so proud of the person you are and even more proud of the beautiful soul you are becoming. If you want to change your identity, there is a self-concept worksheet in the description, completely free. Download it, fill it out, and craft this new identity. So there is no guesswork. There is no, what would that version of me be doing right now? You know, and you're doing it because you have spent the time already creating this character. Now is your job to method act. The favorite part about the work I do is hearing from y'all. So make sure to leave a comment down below, leave a thumbs up, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.